This video starts off with the very first book that I read for this project and then ends with the very last book that I read for this project. That wasn't something that I like strategically did. It just kind of happened that way. But also kind of cool the fact that it turned out the way that it did. Hello and welcome back, or welcome to my construction site if you are new here. My name is Mel and this is my home, which is currently under renovation. And by currently, I mean they haven't started it yet. Was not expecting to be living in these conditions at the time that I'm filming these vlogs. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. So this is the first vlog that I'm doing in a series of 3 vlogs for a competition, which is Battle of the Booktuber, and it is hosted by Danny from Danny Dabbles. This is a competition where there are several groups. I think there are 4 groups of 4 booktubers who are recommending each other books, and we know who's in our group, so we don't know like who recommended what to us. We were given 4 books to choose from each person. We were required to read the first 2 unless it's like a reread, or if there are triggers in the book, you know, that you're not comfortable with reading, then you're able to skip down to like the 3rd or 4th option. And so I decided to go with the first 2 options from all of my recommenders. And there are some books in this list that I'm very excited about, that I've heard lots about, and then there are some books in these lists that I know nothing about. We possibly get like bonus points and stuff if you recommend a book to someone that is out of their comfort zone and they really end up liking it. I don't think that I did that. I don't really remember, honestly. I can't even remember what books I've recommended to people, let alone the books that they recommended to me. Thank goodness it's written down somewhere. It is a competition to see who is the best, I guess, recommender. I do talk fast in general, but if it seems like I'm talking a little bit faster than normal, it is on purpose, and it's because I am trying to film all of these vlog clips on my phone. I do not have a camera to be able to do these vlogs, so I'm trying to film things on my phone. My phone does not have a lot of storage, so I have to kind of, you know, keep these clips as short as I can, so that I'm able to like finish a vlog clip without getting cut off in the middle of because I ran out of space on my phone. So the first book that I'm going to be reading for this competition is a book that was recommended to me by Booktuber whoever that is. And the first book that I'm going to be reading for this is Never Let Me Go by Kazu Igiguro. Have no idea. I probably just completely butchered that. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything about this book. I've never heard of this book before. Don't really recognize the cover. Never heard of the author. Know absolutely nothing about this book. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to read this one first, because I was worried that if I read the books that like I was already familiar with and kind of like already eager to read first, then the books that I didn't know anything about, I would be like less excited about them. So I kind of wanted to so to speak, like save the best for last, if that makes sense. So that's why I decided to go with this one first. Also, this was the first one that came through on my Libby holds. So by default, this is the first one that I have access to. So it just kind of worked out really well that way, honestly. When I looked this up briefly before, I think this is maybe like science fiction, which makes sense because I did say that science fiction was a genre that I wanted to read more of in the future, or like specifically in 2024. And it's also a genre that is kind of out of my comfort zone because I don't really read a lot of science fiction. So it makes sense. And I definitely think that if this ends up being a highly rated book, then whoever recommended this to me will be getting bonus points because this is definitely out of my comfort zone if this is in fact science fiction. Let's go to Goodreads maybe? The genres do say fiction, science fiction, and dystopia, contemporary literary fiction, romance, classics. That's interesting. I didn't realize this was a classic. So, okay. It says it was published in 2005. It is rated a 3.85 on Goodreads, which is not bad. Just wish me luck. That's all I can say at this point. Wish me luck. I hope I enjoy it. And yeah, we'll see. I will update you guys once I've actually read a little bit from this and can maybe tell you a little bit more about what this book is about. So I am now like 27-ish% in, and I'm on the last sprint. I was sprinting with Margaret and Neva and Julie for the Word Nerdathon like weekend sprints. And so that was when I started this book. I don't feel like I'm super gripped by this book. I honestly don't even know where this story is going. It's not that I don't understand what's happening. I understand what's going on. This is not a hard book to follow per se, but it's like I don't know where it's going. I don't know the things that the author is telling us. I don't know what the significance of any of this is. I don't know why I'm supposed to care. I don't feel connected to any of the characters. And I'm assuming that like the more you continue to read, the further you get into the story, maybe it'll like start coming together and the pieces will start stacking. You'll be like, oh, the way the story is written is basically written where you have the main character whose name I actually don't remember. She's telling you about like all these little stories and these things that happened to her when she was younger. So I think it starts when she's like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something like that. And I think now up to a point where she's like somewhere between the ages of like 13 and 16 or something like that. And it's just like things that happen, like people she went to school with, these stories, and like she'll make reference to like these odd things that happen or these things that she didn't understand then but she understands now and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, I want to understand too, okay? When are you gonna let me in on the secret? One of the things that we have learned recently is that I think all of the children potentially that go to this special school that have these creative abilities, they don't have the ability to produce offspring. So they love that idea because it means that they can frolic and not have any repercussions in terms of pregnancy. I'm not sure if that counts towards like STDs. I don't know if they can still get those or not, because I don't know, like, are these kids like aliens or are they like robots, some kind of like mutant ninja turtles? Like, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure that they cannot produce offspring. And they also keep making these like creations, like artwork and like different, I don't know, textiles and things like that. And they also have like this mistress, I think is what they call her, who comes like maybe 3 times a year and like looks over like the really good pieces that some of the students have done, and she'll like buy them and like take them somewhere, and they don't know where she's taking them to. I guess she takes them to a gallery or something. It's kind of unclear. Like even the main character and the students, like they don't really know what this woman does when she buys their stuff, like because they said that she's been coming here for years, buying the students' work for years. So they were like, you would think at this point she wouldn't have any space to put it. Like, where is she putting all this stuff that she keeps coming here to buy? And that part is a mystery, and I'm assuming that by the end of this, you know, you as the reader will better understand. But yeah, right now there's just a lot of like random fun facts I feel like that we're learning, and we don't have any idea why any of it matters. And so I'm ready to get to the point where this stuff starts to matter, or the pieces start connecting or something, because right now I'm just like, why are you telling me this? I don't care. That is the update. We are a quarter of the way into this. I will try to update you guys once I have made it to 50% or somewhere around 50%. I will try to update you guys again with my thoughts at that point. So yeah. Let's see, what's happened in this book so far? So first things first, I think that these people are clones. I think that that's what's happening. I wasn't sure what was going on, and I know that I'd read somewhere that it said it was sci-fi. I thought like they were aliens, or what did I say, like mutant ninja turtles or something earlier. I think they're clones. I think that's what's happening, because they talked about like, oh, I forgot what the word is that they use, but like when you find the person that you were like created after or something like that. But I guess that makes sense in terms of like why they can't have kids and stuff like that. It's a very interesting concept just in general to create clones of people, and that way they're not like actual people, and then like use them for organ donation. That makes the most sense. People were under the impression that these clones didn't also have like feelings and emotions, and it seems like they kind of do. Or I don't know, maybe they don't. I'm kind of confused as to whether or not they really have emotions, because like you have Ruth, who seems like she's just doing what she sees, like very like sociopathic tendencies, but like she's a clone, so it makes sense for her. But then you have like, what's her name, Kathy, who's like has like these weird like sexual urges, which they haven't really explained what that is yet. So I don't really know if they have feelings per se yet. I still can't tell. But if they don't, I actually think that this is a genius idea, and we should start doing this. Other than that, nothing's really happening in this story, and I still don't feel any differently. Like earlier I was saying like, I don't know where this story is going, like da da da. I still have no idea where this story is going, and I'm almost 70% of the way into it. I still have no idea where we're going or what the point of any of this is. So it's like I'm interested, but also like not loving it at the same time, if that makes sense. I'm only interested because I'm like, maybe we will get to a point where it will be interesting and I'll be like, wow. Like maybe the ending of this book is really gonna slap and I'm gonna be like, wow, that was great. But if the ending of this book doesn't like come through, then this is probably going to be like at most a 3-star. But you know, we'll see. I still will watch the movie though. I do want to still see the movie once I'm finished reading this, because I want to see how this was adapted. So yeah, we'll see. I will update you, I guess, when I finish, because I'm already at like 70. Well, maybe I'll update you maybe a little bit before that if something interesting happens, but if it doesn't, then I won't. Finished the book, and I have to say I probably could have DNF'd it. I got to like 65%, and I was expecting something to happen at the end to like make it worth finishing the book, and that didn't happen. Okay, nothing really happened in this book. The feeling that I had reading it was the same feeling that I had when I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know how I felt about that book. Although this story was slightly more interesting, I just didn't see like the point. Now, there were definitely parts that I highlighted, literally like, you know, probably could count on one hand how many like quotes I thought were pretty good, you know? But overall, the story, the plot, the characters, I just couldn't care less about the characters. The story didn't really go anywhere. I think that it was an interesting idea that like these clones like have feelings, I guess, and it's kind of sad because they're basically being cloned just so that they can be killed and harvested and their organs can be used. Like, I don't know, I just got to the end of this story and I was just like, why did you tell me this? Like, you ever like been somewhere like with like coworkers or like just been like at a bar and somebody's like randomly telling you their life story and you're just like, cool story, bro. Like you don't care and you're just like, why are you talking to me? That was how I felt reading this book. So yeah, that was book 1. So 1 book down, and I think, what, 5 more to go? This was the first book that I read like for this project period, and it obviously is the first book that I read for this specific vlog. I am going to be jumping into the next book, not for this video, but for one of the other 2 vlogs that I have to do as well. Whatever the next book is for this video, I'm not reading that right away. I probably won't be reading the next book for this video, probably for at least like a month or 2, because I want to read it closer to when it starts to get warm, because like vibes, you know? So if I'm wearing this exact same outfit in a different video, now you know why. But yeah, that's the update on that, and I will see you guys when I'm ready to start the next book for this particular video, which will, like I said, probably be in like 2 months. So this has been I don't even know how to describe this experience, but it's been an experience. That's what I'll say. I'm getting ready to start the last book. It is actually the book that I am most excited. When I saw the list and the options of books from all the booktubers to choose from for this project, this is the one that I was most excited about, because this is a book that I have actually been wanting to read for at least a year at this point, and I own it. I don't have it with me because I'm in the car right now, but I'm going to start listening to it on audio, and that is The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kahn, I think is the author. This book, the reason why I've been wanting to read this book for so long is because I believe that this book is about a main character who is female, black, and asexual. So all the best things, right? So I'm very excited to see how this book is written. I don't know that I've ever read a book with an asexual main character, with the exception of Loveless, but I'm excited because I believe this is supposed to be like a romance rom-com kind of book, but it's asexual. So I'm very excited for this experience. I'm excited to vlog it. So yeah, I'm gonna be listening to that. I'm on my way to brunch with some friends from my old job. So yeah, I'm gonna be listening to the audiobook on my way up there, and I will check in with you guys once I've read a little bit more of this book. And yeah, here we go. I'm back with another update. I actually read quite a bit of this book. It's only been 2 days since I've started it, but I actually read quite a bit of it already because I'm just enjoying it that much. There are a lot of things about this book that I'm really enjoying. You know, things that like I feel like are relatable, or just like tropes and stuff that I really enjoy. For one, like the main character, Joy, is a 30-year-old black female who's ace and loves fashion. I think this book was written for me. I think this book was meant for me. Like, thank you so much, Claire Kahn, for writing this book for me. But aside from that, it, you know, it's fake dating, which I seem to be a fan of. So the main character, Joy, like I said, she is best friends with this guy named Malcolm. They've been best friends for years, and like she has been like his right hand. You know, she helped him like get his business off the ground. She works for or like with him. I don't really know if she works. I don't know if he technically employs her or if she just works with him. I'm not totally sure, but it doesn't really matter. He's like, clear your calendar, like we're going on a trip. Like she typically kind of acts as like the administrative assistant or like the personal assistant, whatever, where she knows his calendar basically. If he was going on a trip, like she would have known about it because she probably would have been the one to like make all the arrangements. So to hear about this trip, she's like, we're going on a trip, okay? And so he basically tells her that he's been seeing this girl and that he wants to ask her, you know, to be his girlfriend. And that's the whole purpose of this trip. But the girl that he's been seeing invited Fox to come on the trip with them because it was his birthday. The girl and Fox had plans for his birthday, and so rather than canceling their plans, she decided to invite him on the trip. So now he's basically third wheeling, which is why Malcolm came up with the bright idea to invite Joy, and he's like, you know, keep him occupied, keep him out of our hair, you guys can hang out, and that way I can, you know, use this time to make my move, you know, and ask this girl out. So obviously Joy is not thrilled about this. She's very confused as to how he has managed to hide the fact that he's been seeing this woman all this time. She goes along with it, and then they get there, and Fox was Summer's ex. But the reason why they broke up was because Summer is Fox's best friend's little sister. Fox's best friend passed away, and I think as a result of that person passing away, it brought Fox and Summer together. You know, they kind of like bonded over their grief, so to speak, and then I think that's how they ended up getting together. And then after some time they realized, you know, this wasn't right and this wasn't going to work, and so that's kind of why they broke up. Joy and Fox decide that they are going to fake a date because they feel like Summer and Malcolm are like trying to set them up. So they're like, you know what, like since they want to set us up so bad, let's pretend to date, let's give them what they want, and that way they'll get off our back, and maybe in the process this will make Malcolm jealous because he'll get to see what he's missing. They've been friends all this time, and the entire time that Malcolm and Joy have been friends, Malcolm has dated plenty of people, but Joy has not. Joy has never been in a relationship, especially not a serious relationship, in the entire time that they have been, you know, friends, and the entire time she's been in love with him. She has not dated anyone, so he's never seen her like not obsessed with him. Not that he knows that she's in love with him. I don't think he knows she's in love with him, and I don't know if it's just like willful ignorance or if he genuinely is just oblivious. I don't know, but he, as far as we know, does not know that she's in love with him. So yeah, he's just used to her always kind of being there, being around, being available. And so, you know, Fox and Joy are like, maybe he should get to see what it's like when you're not so available, when you're not obsessed with him, when your world doesn't revolve around him. Make him a little jealous, you know? And so they decide to fake date. So it's going well so far. Also, the book is funny, which is great. I love the fact that I'm like laughing. It's a little corny, but it's funny enough that it makes up for the corniness, so I'll take it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this book so far. I'm flying through it. I'm eating it up. This was definitely a good pick. Now, granted, I don't know how this is going to end. If this ends with like a unexpected pregnancy trope or something, I'm probably going to be a little bit irritated by that. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with her being ace. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm just trying to think like worst case scenario, like what is something that would happen that would make me like completely regret everything that I'm saying about, you know, how much I'm enjoying this book. But yeah, that is the update. That is how things are going so far. Again, I'm so sorry for how shaky this footage probably is because of me riding over all these potholes and things. But yeah, that's the update, and I would check in with you guys probably once I'm finished. Like, this book probably won't have a ton of updates because I'm just enjoying it so much that I'm not like stopping to give like a play-by-play of every single thing that's happening. But yeah, that is the update. So I would check in with you guys a little bit later, probably once I finish the book. With my final thoughts on this book, and basically final thoughts for this first vlog overall. And yeah, I finished the book, And one of the things that I forgot to mention earlier, it's kind of like a big point that I like somehow managed to forget. Both of the love interests in this story are white, while Joy and Malcolm are black. I know that for some people that doesn't matter, but for other people that completely changes the whole context of the story. So I felt like I needed to make sure that I mentioned that. I love a good interracial couple, you know, romance story. But I know that, you know, some people may be going into this thinking like, oh, like black female character romance, and they're expecting like black love, and it's interracial love. So I just wanted to put that out there so that this, you know, vlog isn't like misleading for anyone. The way that that situation was handled between Joy and Malcolm, I thought was really well done. There is a little bit of miscommunication that's happening between the two of them, which again, I thought that it was done decently well. I know that some people don't like the miscommunication trope, and I think that if that's something that you really like have like a hard no, you know, a hard limit on that, then maybe this is not the book for you. But I don't think that it was like overbearing, the miscommunication, but it wasn't something that was really thrown in your face until like towards the end. I personally really enjoyed the miscommunication trope, so that did not bother me at all. There's a moment in the book where Summer and Joy kind of have like this, you know, girl talk, girl bond, like heart to heart moment. And I think that it was done so well. It might be a little unrealistic because I feel like they were both just so mature, which we love to see it. We love to see like mature characters, but I don't know how often that happens in real life. It's one of those things where it's like, this is how it should be all the time, but it almost never is. They weren't being like catty or disrespectful or trying to tear each other down. They were just like very open and understanding of each other and very vulnerable, and I really, you know, admired that conversation. I thought it was really well done. I will definitely read more by this author for sure. I very much enjoyed this story. Really enjoyed it, to be honest. I think my biggest complaint with the book is that I wish it was longer. I wish that there was, and maybe there is and I just don't know, but I wish that there was like a sequel or something to go along with this book, a companion novel, a novella, something, because I really want to see the dynamic of how these ace individuals, so both Joy and Malcolm are both ace. I do think that people hear ace or hear asexual and they think that it's just this one thing, and it's like, it's more of a spectrum. So I like the fact that we got the representation in this book where there are two asexual individuals that are very much approaching their sexuality in different ways. I really like that. Ace individuals have ended up with people who are not ace. I really would have loved to have seen what that relationship looks like and how they navigate that. And so I would love for there to be a sequel or something that comes after this that shows that. Otherwise, I thought this book was fantastic. I think it was very well done. It was humorous. It was cute. Like, I just had fun with this book. What did I end up rating? I don't even think I said in the earlier clips of the video what I ended up rating Never Let Me Go, and I honestly don't remember what I rated it. So 2.75 is what I ended up locking in on Storygraph for Never Let Me Go, and then 5 stars is what I ended up rating The Romantic Agenda. So two very different ends of the spectrum. Like, one of them is definitely like a swing and a miss, and the other one was like a swing and like a home run, like knocked out of the park. So yes, very interesting. Not too shabby, I will say, whoever booktuber I is out there. But yeah, those are my final ratings. Those are my thoughts on these books. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much to booktuber I for recommending me these books. Thank you to Danny for including me in this project. I am eager to see the other booktubers videos and what they thought of their books, especially the ones that I recommended them. I don't even remember what I recommended them. I think that potentially with one of these books having been a 5-star, the other competitors might need to watch out. I don't know, this is pretty, you know, the bar is set pretty high. It's a lot, you know, to live up to, so we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next Battle of the Booktuber video, which will be coming out probably in about a week or so. I'm not exactly sure what the timeline is of when these are being released, but yeah, stay tuned. Like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when the next video comes out. And yeah, I'll see you guys somewhere else on the internet. Bye.